friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're doing 3 looks with one palette using this BH Cosmetics Naughty palette from their holiday 2020 release. I already did a full swatch and review video all about this Naughty palette as well as its little baby Nice palette. So if you're interested in more in-depth info and swatches on these palettes, then check the description box. I'll put a link to my review video for you. Today we're just playing with this Naughty palette. There are so many color stories to choose from. I could probably do 100 looks with this palette, but I'm just gonna stick with 3 today. I did 3 very different color stories. Obviously, I'll be showing you this pinky purple look that I'm wearing. I'll also show you the really yellowy gold look that I was wearing in the review video, plus a green look. I know, who am I? I'm not a big green wearer, but this palette produced a gorgeous green spotlight eye. There's so many potential eye looks that could come from this palette. I did give it a glowing review, spoiler alert if you haven't already seen that review video. But I've just been having so much fun playing with this. I knew I needed to do another video with it. Now for the little disclaimer I always give before my eye looks. I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not trained, I'm not a professional. My looks aren't super intensely technical. I don't do very avant-garde looks. I love looks like that and I prefer to leave those to the experts. I really just like to play with colors and experiment with my makeup. It's never going to be perfect. It's not perfectly blended. I know I'm not a liner and lashes type of girl. I think those touches would really look great with any of these looks. So if that's your style, you can definitely add it to turn up the volume a little bit. But I'm just going to be creating fun, colorful looks in my style, and I hope that you'll enjoy them. So let's get into my 3 eye looks now. I'm going to start off by prepping my eye the same way as I always do and the same way I will do for all 3 of these looks. First by priming with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly, and then setting that eye base with this matte shadow called Meringue from the palette. For this yellowy gold look, I'm using the shade Misbehave as my transition shade. So I'm just building that up in my crease, starting in the center of the eye and then blending outwards in either direction. Just making sure I get a nice smooth blend on that matte shade. Next, I'm mixing Mold and Yuletide. These are 2 warm matte shades and they are so pigmented, it's crazy. I'm blending those onto the outer part of my eye with a small fluffy brush and then blending that up into the outer crease. Then I went back with my original crease brush and just gave everything one good blend, a good once over. Then I went back with that Mold shade on a small flat brush and I just swept that along the lower lash line to bring a little warmth there. Next, I'm taking the shade Spicy. This is a bright yellow gold, and I'm applying that to the inner half of my lid using my finger. Then I went in with this more bronzy gold shade called Decked Out, also applied with my fingertip, and I tapped that in the very center of my lid so that I got a nice gradient from that yellow gold all the way out to the deeper brown. Curled my lashes and added my Huda Beauty Legit Lashes mascara, and that finishes off my first look. I love this look. It's super simple. It really reminds me of a look that I would get from my Naked Honey palette or my Melt Rust palette, both some of my favorites, so it's no wonder that I really enjoyed this look. Now we're moving on to the green look. Again, I'm going to prep my eyes using my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly, set that eye base using the shade Meringue from the palette. This gives us a nice smooth surface to blend the other shadows on top of, so that's why I like to set my eye base. First, I'm going to use Secret Santa. This is a really light neutral tan shade. It's going to be a great blending shade for me, a definite staple from this palette. Then I'm going in with the shade Balsam. This is a matte green, and I'm using a small fluffy brush, really just lightly applying this. I don't want it to get too deep and green too quickly, So I'm blending that into the crease and just a little bit on the outer part of the eye to start to add a little bit of depth to this look. Just blend everything out, and now I'm going in with the shade Mistletoe. This is a gorgeous golden green shimmer shade. I'm packing that on with a small flat brush, and these shimmers apply so well with a dry brush. I am just amazed. I also put a little bit of that on the inner part of my eye. This is building that spotlight look. I am leaving a blank spot in the center of my lid. That's where I'm going to apply this lighter green shimmer called Very Merry. I just used my fingertip to apply that to that blank spot on the lid and then tapped outwards so that it would be nice and smooth blended on the lid. I wanted to add a little bit of this hot cocoa shade with a pencil brush to the very outer parts of my lash line so that I would have a little bit of a smoky liner look, but just softer than using a regular eyeliner. Then of course, curled lashes, mascara, you know the drill. This is such a festive look. I typically don't love green eyeshadow, but there's something about this combo, especially that mistletoe shade, that was just so rich and so pretty. I honestly love this green look. I'm shocked. I know, I'm shocked. I won't explain my eye prep for a third time to you. Sorry that you already had to listen to it twice, but I am just getting my eye ready for this gorgeous pinky purple look that I was wearing at the very beginning of the video. We're gonna start that with the shade Santa Baby. I'm gonna build this up in the crease area, and I started off really lightly because I am gonna be layering a lot of shades in this look, and I'm gonna go back and add more later. So just a light layer here. Then I'm using the shade Brick. This is a magenta red berry. It's a beautiful matte shade and it's so intensely pigmented. I applied that to the outer half of my lid and a little bit to my lower lash line as well. Then I went back with that Santa Baby shade and just added a little bit more of that to make sure that everything was blending nicely together. Now I'm taking this amazing bright bluish purple called Ho Ho No. I'm packing that on with a flat brush, and this doesn't have to be perfect because I am gonna layer some more using the shade Candied Fruit on my fingertip. I'm just sort of patting that on top of the entire look, and that's going to really bring everything together. You know, a little extra blending never hurt anybody. So I'm just brightening up that crease area a little bit. And speaking of brightening, I'm using the shade Ornaments on my pinky finger, applying a little bit to the inner corner, and it was so bright that I actually used my sponge to tone it down a little bit. Then curled my lashes, added my mascara. That's my finished look. I love this eyeshadow look so much. It's really bright, but it was really easy to do. The shadows are so easy to work with that it was just a breeze to create this bright, sparkly, fun look. I could not stop staring at my eyes. I love it so, so much. I usually have a pretty tough time choosing my favorite look from a 3 looks, 1 palette type of video like this. It's not that hard because this is definitely my favorite look. I feel like an iridescent purple sparkly unicorn, and that's basically how I always want to feel. So this is definitely my favorite look of the 3 that I've created with this palette, but I genuinely enjoyed all of them, and I'm sure that I could come up with 10 more looks that I would also love. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this palette. Which eye look was your favorite? Are you interested in this palette? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to check out the full swatch and review video on these Naughty and Nice palettes. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out, spending a little bit of your day here with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh my gosh, this eyeshadow looks so pretty, I love it! Okay, focus. Box if you gold shade shadow crushing it. Added to any of these I can't tell if I need a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. That's where we're at. Basically, to sum up the review video, this palette is amazing and this one kind of sucks. If you didn't watch it, now you know. But still watch that video because I took a lot of time to make it, so. All I want out of life is just to be a iridescent purple unicorn. Even if it's just my eyelids, I'll take it. I mean, that's why I have these glittery unicorn earrings. It's just, you gotta find joy wherever you can get it, especially in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm super tired. I've been filming for like 5 hours, so I'm gonna go and not do that anymore. But I hope you have a great day, and I love your face so much. Thanks for watching. I'm really glad you're here. Okay, I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is. Okay, bye!